Good evening, everyone. Thank you again so much for tuning in. This is the Real Deal Fam Network. I am Andre, and this is my gorgeous wife, Essie.
Lord. Coming to you from Boss World. Boom, 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 boom.
As always, this is the beautiful boss. Thank y'all again so much. If you hadn't had the opportunity yet to subscribe, go ahead now and take the time out and hit that subscribe button, as well as the like. We would highly appreciate it.
Subscribe. We're on a subscriber
campaign.
Yes. And we need your support, okay? It offers us encouragement and allows us to continue on doing great topics and on subjects that you really love.
So thank y'all.
Support us, yeah. And Williams Family, we're coming out with a family video on your heritage. Not only Williams Family, but this touches and hits on a lot of African American story, the same story we all have, you know. So it'll be very interesting for everybody. Go ahead and check it out.
Yes, it's going to be awesome. You guys are going to really love it.
Yeah.
Again, thank y'all. All right, let's dive right into it. Tonight we're talking about something that I guess hits home to a large part of, I guess, the African American community as well as some others. But for us, at higher numbers.
Yeah, over 40% of the African American male population is in some kind of incarceration situation.
Yeah, they're in some kind of correctional facility or some kind of halfway house or something of that nature.
Yeah.
And now we've encountered a state of large pandemic that's going on globally. It's affecting everybody, whether it's affecting their health or economically they're being impacted.
We're calling it the Ona virus.
Yes.
It's got a black name, Ona.
Yes.
Ona, where you at, girl?
But it has not been pretty. It has not been kind, to say the least. And now there's a new element coming to it, being that it's been so impactful in terms of financial and pulling so many resources from various, I guess, local municipalities as well as the government. The Department of Correctional had decided that they may be releasing a lot of individuals. I don't know in terms of what crimes or what criteria they're using.
They're releasing prisoners. They didn't give any specifications.
They didn't yet. It hasn't been specified, but in some places
we want our brothers and sisters to come home, but dang. We will they release dangerous ones. I can't all day. I need the little petty charges to come off.
Well, that's probably what they're doing. They're probably first focusing on the non-violent crimes and things of that nature. But I guess if you're in there, they'll take it. They don't care how it come, as long as you can get out. The thing of it is that you're being released under this kind of conditions where most of them getting out probably don't have anything in terms of somewhere to live. They don't have a job.
You can't accept them collect calls these days. Everybody broke. Spend all on groceries and stuff.
You're right. And it's already, when you have a family or somebody that's locked up, they call home. The system is set up in a way that's such that they charge tremendous amounts of money for them to make that phone call. They have to pay. They always want something in terms of like commissary for food and things of that nature.
Yeah, I mean, they do need that to survive in there.
Right. So it takes a toll on not only the inmate, but on their family and friends. But for them to be released at a time like now, like I say, they don't have any footing because the country is in turmoil and in flux.
And most people they barely have enough to make it for however long, you know. But I guess black folks have always been survivors, so we always figure out a way. But just to release a ton of prisoners on the streets, and if they don't have anywhere to go, what you think they're going to be doing?
Right. I think for the people who are already out on the streets, it's a tentative situation, and a lot of people are going to be compromised. Because if things get worse in terms of they're not being able to get back to work and not being able to feed their families and things of that nature, things could already get a little touchy.
Yeah. Then you got, I think they said they're going to release a large population of the older ones, or the indigent or the sick and that's the first wave. So A lot of their family is not, may not be living, or they don't know where they're at, so they're just gonna release them to the street.
Well, you can see why they would do that. Typically, anybody in those conditions who are older and who may be already sickly, that type of thing, it's expensive to care for them. And so with them being incarcerated, they cost a lot to the system. And so they feel like, well, the crime that they committed, or they're not that much of a threat to society anymore, we'll go ahead and release them and let somebody else bear that burden in terms of financially.
So no prep in the public, no support system for them, nowhere for them to go with the money. This is a mess.
Yeah, the social network that people typically depended on for the government right now is not there. There's a lot of mismanagement appears that has taken place in Washington, and now you can actually see it. When those individuals come home from jail, they're going to need a lot of support. And right now, the families just don't have it.
Maxed out.
Yeah, that's going to create a lot of problems. Like I said, it's going to bleed out into the streets. If they don't hurry up and come up with something soon and something tangible and not just a one-time payment, it's going to be pretty bad. The recidivism rate is probably going to be high. They probably end up rearresting a lot of people.
Rearresting
them? They release, yeah.
They rearresting folks? I don't know.
Yeah, they won't have a choice, because once people get wild and things get crazy, they're going to have to do something.
No, they have martial law. You know martial law is?
What, you just let them run wild?
You take them out. That's what they do, martial law.
Oh, my goodness.
Taking you to jail in a crisis situation.
And we always would watch TV, and you would see those other countries where they would have military presence in the streets, and you would always say, oh, man, I'm glad I don't live over there. I don't have to experience that.
Yeah, that could never happen. That's never going to happen here. But look what you got.
Right. And now you could never say never. Even the great country like America, it seems that the times have turned.
Times they are a-changing.
Yeah, so we're going to have to adjust. Everybody need to just hold to what they know to be right and do things properly. And pray about it.
Prayed up. Read that Bible.
We keep saying that because that's the key.
Get your garden, all these same things.
Yeah, and if you have any family members coming home from the correctional facility, maybe you're not in shape to help them by yourself. See if you can get the rest of the family to pool together, whatever they can, and try to help them out and help them stay on their feet as long as possible.
Yeah, they do need support and all those things. We're just saying, what a time.
Right, and maybe the government will get their act together, and then they will have the support system that they used to have. I'm just thinking optimistically.
Now, we want to think in reality.
Well, the folk are already going through a lot.
I don't think black folks could ever think optimistically. We always had to think rationally.
Right. Like I say, we built for that type thing, and we could deal with it. We'll handle it. It ain't nothing new.
Yes, we're glad they're coming out, but we want them to do right when they get out. Right. And have support when they get out. And some place to go.
And this was another thing. I think the church normally would be there to help support situations like that.
They did?
I would hope so. But the new church, I don't think that's taking place like that. But that was the purpose of the church. One of the type things is to be there to help people get back on their feet. Whether it's
they're maxed out. Well, whatever little bit they had going on, they maxed out.
Yeah,
everybody's maxed out. Yeah, and you're releasing more at this time, and then they're going to be out susceptible to the virus. They're just releasing them out. They don't even know if they have it or not.
Yeah, I don't think they want to test them. They don't want to be responsible. I don't think for their care if they find out that they're positive, because that means they contracted it while they was there at the facility. So I think they're just going to release them. And hopefully they say they're supposed to do like a monitoring system where they'll keep an eye on
deuces. That's what they said.
But hey, that's the times we living in right now. And then, like I said, if you got a family member, just try to do the best you can to help them. You can only do what you can. Everybody's feeling the pinch right now. It's going around. And if you're not feeling the pinch, you're trying to conserve because you don't really know how long this thing is going to last. So you want to have enough in the chest to ride it out.
I guess, Black folks, we've been through worse. Hopefully.
Yes.
We shall see.
Well, I think you've always looked back and you've seen generations prior to yours. They've always had some great calamity or something that tried them and pushed them, and they resolved. They was able to get through it. Hopefully we can. This is, I wouldn't think as big as they say it is in terms of health. I think it's a great financial challenge to the world at the time. We got to rethink how we do business and get back to the human aspect of things and not so much the dollar bill. But again, being optimistic, like my wife said, I don't know if we can afford to do that.
Yeah, one big thing they always said back then when they were surviving is that they had to rely on a community effort. You can't be a lone wolf all by yourself. I mean, maybe for a little while, but as far as long terms, you had to rely on your neighbors. The community helped raise the kids. When you were sick or you had a baby, the community brought you food. It was community, okay? Community watched out for your property, all kind of stuff. It ain't you just don't know you tunnel vision, you don't know your neighbors from one side to the next or nobody else. Your family's far, all that. And a lot of African-American families, so a lot of them lived, all whole family lived on the same street or the same farm or, so it was a community effort.
Well, that's not so much now, but I think we're going to have to get back to that. And that's the only way you're going to be able to survive, especially if things get crazy and you have mayhem in the street and so forth. If people are hungry, they're going to be scavenging and looking for things. It's better to have a little community where y'all can protect and watch out for one another.
Watch each other's back.
Right, and watch each other's property. So, like we say, that hopefully it doesn't get to this point. They can get stuff figured out. I don't really
put your faith in God, not in the system.
Yeah, because I don't really have a whole lot of faith in man at this moment. But we'll pray. We'll pray. I know God got us, so just keep that in mind, and you'll be fine. Right, honey?
Is anybody out there believing God yet?
Yes. Just keep your faith and stay strong. Thank y'all again so much for tuning in. We just wanted to come to you real quick with that, and in case you weren't aware of it, that's some of the things that's going on at the moment. And if you have anything you can share, please put it below in the comments. We would highly appreciate it. And before you leave, hit that subscribe button. We would highly appreciate it. And thank you so much. Good night.
Good night.